Welcome back, everyone. It is Survivor South Africa, season 9. We're now at episode 20. All right. Last time, believe we ended on Dino going to the outpost, and he got some advantages. He got a trip, a cruise trip for him and his fiance, and he also got an extra vote. As soon as he came back, Shane was there waiting for him. Shane kind of asked him, what did he get? Did he get any advantage or whatever? He didn't tell Shane anything about the advantage. Yeah, he kind of lied to him. And fair enough. I mean, you can't really trust Shane. Shane already revealed a lot of stuff that he's told Shane before. So, and he's planning to reveal his extra vote to maybe one person. And he said he's probably going to reveal it to Marianne. It didn't quite work out that way in this episode, but that was his plans. As soon as they get back, they're trying to figure out a way to get out either Phil or Felix. So they're just kind of making plans around that, and they're trying to keep them in the dark as to far as what they're going to do. All right. So Phil comes up to Dino and asks him, come on, I know you got something, like what was it? And Dino came up with this lie telling Phil that what he got was a chance to practice what the next challenge is going to be. And he told him, I'm like, I can't really reveal to you what it is because this is my only advantage, and the next challenge is kind of be in your wheelhouse, so I just kind of need this. And Phil is like, okay, as a show of trust, he's like, that's fine. You told me what you got. There's no need to tell me anymore. He's like doing that as a show of trust because he kind of wants to keep Dino around for one more vote, and then discard him at the next vote. But for the vote coming up, he wants to get rid of Felix, which confounds me. But then I remembered Dino told a lie to Phil, where Phil thinks that Felix revealed his idol to everyone in the tribe. I don't even remember Phil telling Felix about the idol, but hey, there you go. All right, and you got Killarney. They had a thing where they want to split the votes in case one of them wins immunity. They want to split the votes between Kaylani and whoever else it was, and they're keeping her in the dark. So apparently, it's Marion's job to keep an eye on Kaylani. So Dino he got chocolates when he went to the outpost, and he gave Kaylani and friggin' Marion chocolates. And Kaylani was saying that when Dino got back, he gave her chocolates. That's what she said. She said, Dino got back and he gave me chocolates, but he also gave Marion chocolates. And she's like, well, that's fine. But I'm not going to be selfish or something like that. Like she felt entitled to the chocolates because she thinks she's really close to Dino or something. I don't understand. This woman is massively delusional to the point where she's got to be like psychologically not all right in her head. It just like someone gave her chocolates and someone else, and she felt like she was entitled to the chocolates to the point where she felt like she was being generous by sharing it with Marion. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on, man. She's not okay. She's not okay. All right. So we get to the immunity challenge, and it's going to be a wild one. All right. Let's see if we can get a little snapshot of it. Oh. All right. There we go. All right, this is the first part of the immunity challenge. All right, so they're going to have to toss 2 balls. All right, we see 2. You see the green here and the green here. So they have 2 balls each, and they have to toss it up up here, and then run through the obstacle course. There's like a little nets here. Run through the obstacle course. I think there's also a net up here. Okay, a bar. There's a bar here, so they kind of have to duck below while running through the nets. Run through the obstacle course before the ball hits the bottom there and catch it. They have to catch it, and they have to do that twice with each ball. All right. After they do that, then they have to dig underneath a log buried in the sand and pass the ball and their bodies below the log. All right. So the first one through the freaking the ball ditch thing, I don't know, was Felix. And Felix, no, the first one through that was Dino, and Felix was like right after. And then they got to the digging right here. All right, you can see he dug a little bit, passed the ball through first, and then he's going to try to dig out and get his body through. The first one through the digging part was Felix, which surprised me because Felix is the fattest of all the guys, so that means he has to dig more. I mean, the one that would have the most trouble with digging would be Shane, because he's freaking tall as shit. So it'd be kind of hard for him to get through there. But the first one through was Felix, and then that was followed by Dino. And we had Killarney and Marion was stuck on the first part of the challenge. They couldn't run through the net fast enough to get their ball. So they never caught the ball and they were never able to move on. Shane was the last one to get through that part. Because the girls never made it through. So he was technically the last one to get through that part. And obviously the last one to get through the digging part because he's freaking tall. All right. So the first one through was Felix, then Dino, and then Philip. Yeah, Philip. Yeah, Philip is his name. All right. Then the last part is a puzzle. All right. So they have to build a pyramid made out of balls. All right. So their 2 balls are going to be part of the puzzle. All right. And there's going to be a bunch of balls that are like stuck together. So there's a row of 3 balls that are stuck together that are going to go around here to form the triangle. And there's another row of 3 balls that are stuck together that's going to go up this way. So they have to form the triangle pretty much from the base up, starting here. So they're going to have to start with the 3 here. And then the 2 spare balls, I think it's going to go like 1 here. No, the 3, the long 3 is going to, I don't know. I think if I had to do the puzzle, I would figure it out, but that's basically pretty much what they had to do. Even though Felix was the first one to get to the puzzle, ultimately the first one to finish the puzzle was in fact Philip. Philip finished the puzzle, and I think he finished it right as what's his name? Right as Shane got to the puzzle part, because he's the last one through the thing. But yeah, Philip finished the puzzle, and that's his 3rd. They mentioned it. That's his 3rd individual immunity win, and he's had 2 reward challenge wins, individual reward challenge wins, which gives him 5 individual wins altogether. All right, so that's a pretty impressive record, and people are going to want to get him out. All right. All right. So now that he has that individual immunity, now they're worried that he's going to use his idol to save Felix, which would mean that they would have to vote between each other. So that's what they're worried. So they're planning to split the votes. After that, Dino decided to tell everyone that he actually has an extra vote. He told everyone except Felix and Phil. He told them that. He's like, that's what I have, but it's not going to help us at this point. So while he was with Killarney and Shane, he told them that what they're going to do is they're going to pack the votes on Felix, and he's going to go and convince Philip to use the hidden immunity idol on himself. So that's what he told them. And then he told Killarney to go and inform Marion of what the plan is. So Killarney goes to go inform Marion, and when she left, he tells Shane that what they're going to do is that Shane and Marion are going to vote for Kehlani, and he's going to convince the guys to vote for Kehlani, and he's going to use his extra vote. He's going to convince one of the guys to vote for Kehlani and one of them to vote for Shane, and he's going to use his extra vote and put those votes on Felix. No. He said he's going to convince Philip to vote for Felix, and he's going to put his extra vote on Felix, making it 3. And those three are going to vote, and then he's going to convince Felix to vote for Kehlani, which then, and with Marion and Shane voting for Kehlani as well, that ties it up. All right. So that was the plan. So he goes to them, he's talking to them, and he's telling them that he's worried that the vote is going to come his way. They're believing him. They're believing that he's nervous. And even though Felix doesn't really trust him, Phil trusts Dino more than he trusts Felix. So that is their dilemma right now. And then Marion was getting annoyed with freaking Kehlani, because Kehlani was talking to her like she's in charge of the game or something like that. It was just weird. Marion is weird sometimes, where she turns on her friends every time they say something she doesn't really like. I don't know if it's some kind of insecurity thing, but she just like, she's either hot or cold. She's like, oh, you're my friend one day, and then the next day she's just like, everything someone does, she's annoyed by it. She kind of did the same thing with Meryl, and now she's doing it with Kehlani, where it's just like, none of you wanted to work with Kehlani anyways, but now you're like, you have a problem with her. It's just weird drama nonsense. All right, so that is the plan that everyone has right now. Then Dino asked Phil privately to use the idol on him, and Phil agreed. Phil agreed to give him the idol so that he can save himself. And then later, while they were all talking in shelter with Phil, Marion, and Dino, Phil was talking to everyone and saying they should vote for Felix. So he agreed to vote for Felix, which made everyone nervous, because they're thinking he wants all the votes on Felix so he can use the idol on Felix, and then he can vote on Dino. That's what they're thinking. So they're getting a little nervous now. All right. So then he gets even more nervous when Phil goes to Dino and he says, I want to be the one to use the idol and use it on you. So he says, trust me. He's like, I just want to be the one to do that. And that makes Dino even more nervous, because Dino is thinking, okay, he already agreed to give it to me, and he could have just give it to me to like assuage my paranoia, but he's not doing that. And so he's thinking definitely he's trying to flip the votes or whatever it is. All right, so that is the situation now. Everyone's kind of lying to each other, and so we can skip all the way to tribal. We go to I missed a part. There was a part where Marion had a suggestion. She said what she's going to do during tribal, she's going to say that she actually has an idol nullifier that she got on a reward that no one knew about. She's going to say she has the idol nullifier, and she's going to say she's going to play it for the person that she thinks is going to get the idol and the person that she's voting for. Her plan is to make Phil nervous, and he doesn't play it for Felix. I thought that plan would backfire, and they would end up with him actually playing it for Felix instead of freaking Dino, because I know he actually plans to play it for Dino, because he says he's going to vote out Felix today, and then next time he's going to go after Dino. So I don't know. I was wondering how it's going to play out. So they go before they go to vote. Marion makes a play to say she has an idol nullifier, and Dino's acting all nervous. He's like, "Oh my God, is she voting for me? What's going to happen?" He's looking at Phil. He's talking to Phil, and Phil's like, "Don't worry about it." You know, he's like, he got everything under control. So they go to vote, Dino uses his extra vote on Felix. They split up the votes. All right. Then it comes time to see if anyone's going to play their idol. And Phil plays his idol. And he plays it for Dino. And I'm like, God damn it. God damn it. So they count the votes, and it is 2 votes Felix, then 2 votes Shane. And then, no, 2 votes Felix, 2 votes Felix, 2 votes Shane, and then because I think I swear to God, I thought Phil was supposed to vote for Felix. Maybe he did. Who else voted for Shane? Because I think there was 2 votes for Shane. Am I miscounting that? Because there's 6 people. There should be 7 votes, and there's 3. Oh, right. Only 1 person voted for Shane. Okay, that makes more sense. That makes more sense. So I think Felix voted for Shane, and Phil voted for Felix. So there was 1 vote Shane, 3 votes. 3 votes went on Felix, and 3 votes went on Killarney. And Killarney looked pissed. I think she finally got down to earth, and she realized that people were definitely messing with her. And but she kept her cool, and it was sad to watch. But they had to re-vote because it's a tie vote, and Felix and Killarney can't vote, and all the votes went on Felix in a revote. Felix goes home, and it's looking like freaking Phil is starting to realize that he got played. So I'm kind of excited for the next episode. So till next time.